Hi there, this is Pastor Tabitha Purple. We're doing our daily devotionals. We are on day 11. We're looking at the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7. That's the book of James in the New Testament, chapter 4 and verse 7. It's a short letter from the apostle. And it says this: "Therefore submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." I've used this phrase. I think Christians use this phrase quite frequently: resist temptation, resist, resist, resist. And I think at a time when we're in lockdown, resistance is probably quite a good word for what we should do. Resistance work can involve saying no to an extra slice of cake, candy that we don't need, or other things that are bad habits. Habits, however, are quite difficult because they are normally a part of who we are. And when they're a part of who you are, it takes a long time for them to change. And so therefore, resistance work is actually long-term. It's not just a short-term moment. Mostly when we talk about resist temptation, what we think of is a short-lived moment. We think of saying no in the moment to the thing that we want. Often the context is sex. So I'm seeing this nice guy and we went on a date and it was really lovely, but I don't believe in sex before marriage, and the resistance comes at the moment when we just go a little bit too far, and all of a sudden I have to realize I have to say no. Oh, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, go, no, no, no. And I've resisted temptation, woohoo, work done, until the next time. And I end up in the same position again, where things go a little bit too far. And that is because we treat resistance as a one-time deal. What I need to do is resist in the moment at which things are at their height, instead of treating resistance as something that we actively have to participate in for a longer period of time. So when I know that I'm weak to that guy, then I need to really think about why. Think about what it is that I'm doing that leads me to be in those positions where I am tempted to do something that I think is not the right thing to do. And I think that if we think about resistance work as more than just saying no to the one thing on that occasion, then you can actually begin to see the difference it makes in your life. Because when we talk about submission to God, that's the opposite. We focus on the resist, the temptation bit, because that's the, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble, I'm eating a third bar of chocolate, or whatever it is that is your temptation. Then we think about the saying no at that point. Oh, I just need to say no to having a drink because I'm an alcoholic. I need to say no to this. But anyone will tell you that if you want to get off of a habit like that, it's not about saying no in the one moment. It's about consistently saying no for at least 40 days to break a habit, at least. So it can take a lifetime to say no to these things. It can take a lifetime to get over the illness of addiction or something like that. Those are powerful things to resist. So instead, we might want to focus on the beginning of the sentence. The beginning of the sentence is submit to God. Something that we don't like. Submission is like a dirty word. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to be submitting to anything because we are, after all, capable, intelligent humans who don't need God. We don't need something above us. And then there are those of us who realize that we do actually are quite happy to have God in our lives. But submission still is a dirty word, because why would I submit? Surely that makes me inferior or less than or incapable or clearly unsuitable for making decisions and all of those things. And actually, that's not what it's about, really. We need to be in relationship too. And when you're in relationship with God, God sees, knows, and is omnipotent, omniscient. He knows more than we can ever know. He is God. And therefore, when we submit to that authority, we are allowing God to know, to help us, to be in relationship with us, to guide us, to show us the path that we can be on, to show us how our character can be shaped to be better people. That submission leads to good things for us. It's not a bad thing for us. It's a good thing for our character. But when we talk about submission, often we talk about it in terms of how it is going to damage us, negatively affect us. And I think that we need to think about this word slightly differently. So maybe today, you and I will be reflecting on the word submission. What does that actually mean? What does that look like when we talk about God? And is it really all about resistance work, or is it all about submission? And I think that the challenge is that it's really all about submission, because resistance really isn't the thing that we need to focus on. In order to win, you have to submit, and you have to know where your heart lies and how that works. Thought for today. Enjoy. Bye-bye.